Hey, Podcast America. Welcome to episode 83 of Training Northwest, brought to you by the Enlightened Neanderthals.
Hey, look at that.
Which you can find in Jordan's asshole. Yeah. All right. Today's maybe the best episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
So we had our friend Luis. I'm not even going to try his last name because I'm going to butcher it. He is a immigrant from Venezuela, and he has an incredible fucking story to tell. I'm not even going to bother to try to promote anything. Does anybody else want to add anything before we say enjoy the episode?
No, buckle up. No.
Here we go. Okay, and here we go. We have today a very special guest with us. Do we call this in studio? We're not in the mat room. We're in the kitchen. Luis, who is from Venezuela, and
Yes,
if I
sir.
understand correctly, you escaped the communist regime. Is it correct that it was Nicolas Maduro's government? Or was it communism, or was it just a totalitarian?
No, it's communism still.
Okay.
It started with Chavez in '98. Was only 4 years old, but I still remember when he got elected. So basically, my whole life's been through that.
Well, yeah. Let's back up.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
It's called Maracaibo, Venezuela, which is basically the Texas of United
The
States.
Texas of Venezuela.
Yeah.
It's been said many
Exactly.
times
Yeah,
on this podcast.
It's like we have the lake, we have the gas, oil, we have everything there. So I was born there. Pretty weird life. My mom had me when she was 17. My dad was 20. So there was a part where I was raised by my grandmother.
Okay.
That my parents weren't really like present.
Okay.
During my whole life.
Were they like gone working? Were they gone being young people?
Yeah,
like, fucking off?
I think both. They were just young and dumb. I guess.
Yeah.
We're cool now, but yeah, I mean, in some point, I think they gave me away to my grandmother.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they were just trying to make it, right? They struggled with their own stuff, and after that, I started living it's like really country. It's like I told you,
it's like woods, but like you made the comparison that our woods are rainforest.
yeah,
It's like the dry high desert woods.
really dry.
Eastern Washington.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I was born there. Not born. My grandmother lived there. We have the lake really close. They didn't let us go to the lake too much because they deal drugs, and there is a part of the fish that it turns out is illegal to have because you can actually. So you take that organ of the fish, and you can put drugs inside.
Oh, shit.
And the dogs wouldn't smell it.
Really?
And it's called buche.
Yeah, Mike does that with his butthole.
He tries. It breathes underwater.
So it is completely legal to do. So they didn't let us like go around the lake or anything like that.
Okay. And when you say drugs, are we talking like cocaine? And
Yeah,
heroin?
cocaine,
Okay.
cocaine.
Cocaine.
Real
Yeah.
drugs, not marijuana.
No, marijuana. The first time I saw marijuana was in this country.
Really?
Yeah, I saw other drugs. Yeah, but the first time I saw like the flower, like what it is, was here.
I wouldn't know what it looks like, but yeah.
I've heard. What year were you born?
94.
94?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
30, right? Yeah. So growing up, I'm used to the government. Like everything is political over there, right? So if
Sounds familiar.
yeah. If you were not from the government, we're in red because the red is the color over there of the bad people, opposing to here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's opposite here.
Right. So
Because it's the southern hemisphere, their toilets go backwards. Yeah.
Checks out.
so they mark your houses. You can.
Wait, hang on. They mark your house?
Yeah. So they know if you are like opposed to the government, you won't get benefits.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Like,
How do they mark people's houses?
oh, they just know.
Okay.
Over there, there's
Okay.
no like secret voting. Everybody knows who votes for who. It's not. They say it's secret, but it's not.
Yeah.
So you have to basically before you start voting, you have to put like your ID number, your address, everything,
Yeah.
and they know who you voted for.
Okay.
It's like
Hang on.
And I was going to say, we jumped from childhood to politics. I want to kind of
keep going tell us about growing up in you and like.
I want to hear about, being a kid in Venezuela.
So being a kid, it was like, I had no internet. And that's another thing, guys. You have to keep me on track because I think I have ADHD or some shit.
We all do.
That's all right.
Yeah, I go everywhere.
You don't get the doctor, so.
Exactly. So we had no internet at all. Like no internet. Like
you're talking to a couple guys who grew up in the 80s. We get it.
Yeah, like we used to, play outside with fucking dirt, getting fucked up. You know what I mean?
Were you?
Hang on. What do they call the smear the queer in Venezuelan?
What's that?
Where you just beat up your buddy.
Whoever has the football gets beat up.
Oh, I think it's fusilado.
There we go. See, these guys are racist too. Or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, being a kid over there, it was cool. Like I won't get to, if I have kids in the future, I won't see them experience what I experienced, right? Because it was just different. No internet. You go outside.
Did you have school? Like, were you daily going to school?
Yeah. My mom always tried to make a little bit of effort to take me to, they call it private schools, but it's so cheap that it's public still, right? Yeah. But they are considered a little better than usual public schools. I went to a public school, but there's shootings, but not like shootings like here. Like there is like gang shootings, inside of the school. You can get stabbed. Like it's ugly over there. Like it's bad.
Over what? Drugs, turf, territory?
Over a girl. You look at me the wrong way. We were playing soccer and you beat me. Okay, now I stab you in the face.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like
competitive.
Exactly. a lot. So,
did that scare you?
I think it's that,
or is just normal.
Exactly.
Hang on, are we talking high school, elementary school?
No, I'm 8.
8. Holy shit.
So young,
elementary school.
I used to be really bad with animals. I thought I was gonna be a psycho because we stole cable. So you used to do that over there, like
you're talking electrical cable, like
no, like cable TV to watch TV.
Oh yes.
So you can actually steal it.
Yeah.
Right. We used to do that, and
I don't know for sure. But.
Well, I used to watch a lot of Discovery Channel, and I thought I was a psycho because I was never good with animals. So we used to play like that. Like there is a lot of cockfights over there, legal cockfights. And
Mike and I are squaring off tomorrow night.
Swords.
And one time I remember we killed this guy, a fucking rooster, just because. There was one time this guy had a lot of money and he was bragging about having a lot of fishes, and he was a dickhead with me, and I went over his house and put Clorox on all the fish bowls.
Oh shit!
And then, it was like silly stuff. Like we were child and we didn't. That was the entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm a grown man and still kill fish and chickens, so you're fine, dude.
So,
that doesn't affect.
We hunted a lot. Okay. Like I told you, so it was a lot of hunting.
Slow down.
Pump
the brakes.
Hang on. We got to talk.
What were you hunting for, and who did you hunt with?
Food. Okay.
Number
one. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't want to take the topic away, but it's weird for me that Americans go fishing and they don't eat the fish.
It's weird.
That's weird.
I don't.
Not all of us are like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, what? I have a joke about that. It's like an inconvenience for the fucking fish. It's like you take the fish out of the water and they just fucking put it back. You know what I mean?
What the fuck was that?
Exactly. It's like, that fish would never be the same. It's gonna be a fucked up fish now for life. So over there we used to hunt with slingshots because having guns is illegal in Venezuela. We're gonna get to that. Once they started banning guns, country went to shit. But we get to that. So, but it was still illegal. So
slingshots and rocks, or what'd you use? Like ball bearings?
So, no rocks. You have to find like rocks that are
good size,
right
like
size.
Bowl shape. And you buy tourniquets.
Oh yeah.
And there is only one kind of wood which is called beta. It's like a tree that is called beta. And in every branch you can see a slingshot shape.
Oh shit.
Oh, cool.
So you grab that branch, you cut it, then you put it in gasoline so it can dry out. You take it out, you polish it, you put tourniquets on top, and then you're ready to go.
Coming next at Training Northwest.
Exactly. So we used to hunt a lot of iguanas, which are pretty delicious. Drink their blood because it's supposed to be good with asthma. I don't know. I drink their blood.
Do you have asthma?
I don't have asthma.
There it
It
is.
works.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That was like
Batting 1,000 here.
my grandmother was like, "No, you will never have asthma if you do that." And they just slice his throat open, and I have to open my mouth and drink the blood. Yeah,
That's hardcore.
Listen, we've all been there.
So it was a lot of hunting, and it was a really small town, but
Who did you do it with, you said?
with my friends, like
Friends or family
Was it,
at all? Or
was
mainly?
it like expected that you go out and shoot a few iguanas, or was it just go do it for fun?
No, it was like, hey, let's hang out. We were like probably anywhere from 10 years to 14 at that point. And it was like, hey, let's hang out. Luis will do the rice. We bring like 4 birds, which are, I forget the name of the bird, but they have the fucking eggs that are really fucking expensive. The tiny eggs. Quails. We used to hunt quails with the slingshots too. So we made like a big pot with iguana, quail, fucking whatever we fucking find.
Yeah.
With rice and sardines and disgusting, but at the same time,
Sounds
really
good,
fucking
actually.
good.
I
Really
like it.
good.
Yeah, that sounds
I was thinking
try that
of
one out.
you. I was like, this is Kozak's fucking.
That sounds good.
And we also have the lake right there. So we sneak out of our houses, go to the lake, get like crawfish and not crawfish, the fucking crabs.
Yeah.
Crabs and all of that. So it was cool.
Mike's got crabs by sneaking out too.
Got him down by the lake.
That makes sense, right?
Dude, this sounds...
Hang on. I want to address the sneaking out part.
Yeah.
Sneaking out because you were kids, or because you weren't allowed to go?
No, both. Okay. We were kids. I haven't get there yet, but we saw a lot of dead people. Like a lot of dead people. Like that was everyday thing. Like I have seen people. I saw a guy. I was like 12, and I saw this guy getting mushed. Literally mushed by a car. His eyes pop out. His brain exploded in front of my house. Like literally in front of my house. I have to rescue his sister that he got ran over by another gang. I saw a lot of crazy shit when I was young. Then you grow up, and then you're like, I'm all fucked up. Why? Oh, maybe because I saw a lot of dead people. Something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they didn't let us out after 7 p.m. Everybody go in.
Okay.
Sound is
local.
down.
So that was local gangs setting curfew.
Yeah.
They set
the
the
curfew was set by the gang, not the government.
Exactly. No, not the government. That's gangs.
The gangs
That's the
set the
gangs that are
curfew.
right here getting to the United States.
Yes.
Same fucking gangs.
Okay.
Right? So these gangs are associated with the government. Okay? So this gang can do whatever the fuck they want.
I don't know if these gangs know this, but our Secretary of Defense is a transvestite.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay. All right.
Probably they
Go ahead.
don't.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. I feel like we're going to be okay.
Yeah, right. So these gangs are like associated with the government. So it doesn't matter what they do, they won't get in trouble. Okay? They have license to kill. And they won't get in trouble.
Immunity.
Exactly. Because,
So this was your neighborhood?
Yeah.
These types of people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so we saw a lot of that, so they didn't let us out a lot. Then I started growing more. That was...
So hey, with all this going on, do you guys have stuff like kid activities like sports, or are there playgrounds, or is it literally like go to school, stay in the school, go home, stay at home, don't pop your head up?
No, so it was a day, like a daily, regular day was wake up, go to school. The school over there is like 7 a.m. to 12-ish. Go back home, eat something, go out, play soccer, play with the dirt, whatever. Night is falling, go back inside.
Okay.
Nobody goes out.
Okay.
That's, we had no internet. We have cybers. That's how they call it. It's literally like a place where they have like a bunch of computers.
Oh,
You can
cafe.
go like
Yeah.
a cafe.
Oh, yeah.
But they were taken always by little kids that were playing Counter-Strike. So you know what I
played
mean?
Counter-Strike back in the day. Hell yeah.
So yeah, it was to a point. It was cool because I had TV and I had my own room when I was 16. I never had my own room. I never had TV. I never had none of these things. So whenever I started, and that's why I'm a little bit immature in that sense, because I never had like a childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, no car either. So public transportation in Venezuela is fucking horrible. It's horrible. Like, it's super dangerous. You can get raped. You can get fucking, set up. You can get kidnapped in public transportation. It's really dangerous, the public transportation in Venezuela.
Yeah.
So that's bus mainly?
Bus and
Motorcycle?
Motorcycle. Buses.
What he means is if he went down there and he was looking to get raped, where should he go?
He should go to a bus.
Okay, there you
After
go.
7 p.m.
Dirty mics.
and just sit on the back. He just
Rosa Park it through?
yeah. Don't speak Spanish. Just start talking in English, and you're gonna feel it.
So the bus is most dangerous.
Yeah.
And then okay.
Yeah.
When did this all start turning to this? Was it like that before? You said the 93?
So I heard what I heard. I have memory of seeing Chavez taking the government. What I heard is before it was really bad because there was a lot of poor people. So before it used to be like any other country, poor people, middle class, really fucking rich people. That was in Venezuela, the three classes, right? This guy came in promising everything to the poors, the poor people,
This is Hugo Chavez.
This is Hugo Chavez, like less educated. You know what I mean? And wanting, entitled. They wanted everything free.
They want that Obama iPhone.
Yeah. So Chavez was like talking shit about being rich. He even said, like, even on the Bible, he says like a camel would go through a needle before a rich guy go to heaven.
It's been said many times.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he started putting hate in private sectors and into rich people. Right? So
A lot of correlations happening.
yeah, it's just scary right now here because I see like kind of like the same.
Yeah.
So then all I remember is living under this people, right? Living into Chavez, then Chavez dies, then Maduro, which everything went to like really that's where
shit.
everything
Really
went to
tough.
shit. Right? Because Chavez at the end he did really help poor people. He did. Like
he set up a lot of government programs to help,
Right.
welfare.
But he also spent it all on. He did it. Jordan and I were watching like a little info video before you guys all got here. So the way he supported all of those social programs was by spending the government into debt.
That's correct.
Yeah, but they spend it on gas. But I mean, from
spend it on no,
not from gas. That's where they spent all that money.
What?
All that money came from gas, right?
Yeah, from oil.
No, it was
Yeah.
debt.
Oil.
They didn't. They spent more
No.
than they had.
They
That's what
did
I'm saying.
spend more than they have, but all the money that they got was from oil, right?
Yes.
And when
Yeah.
he became president, he invested so much money into social programs
Exactly.
and no money into infrastructure.
That's correct.
Whereas 40 years earlier, they invested all their money into infrastructure and no social programs.
Exactly.
The people have been fucked over both.
Also
You just-
sounds familiar to what we've got
You
going
just
on.
put it like perfectly. Like your English is definitely better than mine.
I wouldn't say so.
Of all the fucking people whose English is not better than yours, that motherfucker's is not.
So
You don't know this. You might have Spanish as a first language. His first language is cursive.
That's true.
so you put it there exactly how it happened. Then he started like turning people over, against the rich people. Now this is the turning point. He said one day it's prohibited to have guns. I believe that happened in 2012, right? When he said no more guns for regular people. You either had to be like a police officer or...
What was the reasoning behind it?
He said that there was a lot of bad people with guns.
Like criminals,
Yes,
we need to get
criminals.
them out of the
and
hands
he
of
thought the
criminals.
criminals were just gonna give away the guns, and that's not what happened. What happened is the civilians.
Wait, hang on a minute. I'm so confused because I thought that when you passed laws, criminals immediately followed them.
Yeah, me too. We all thought so.
Son of a bitch.
That's not how it works.
I'm sorry, I derailed that.
No,
So,
you're good. So
People who law-abiding citizens turned in their guns.
yeah, they had to. It was completely legal. You could get, I think, 8 years in jail if you had a gun on you. But in Venezuela, the bribe is what rules. Like you can kill somebody. You talk to a lawyer. The lawyer talks to the juror, and they literally make your papers disappear. Literally.
Someday when the statute of limitations has expired, I have a story to tell you guys about Pakistan.
So that was good. So after that, everything started getting way more dangerous, and the extortion started happening. That's the reason we're here, because of the extortions. So let's say you have your business, right? Your gun business. You're teaching this and that. Somebody calls you. Somebody's gonna, hey man, how you doing? Look, we know what time your son is going out of school. We're watching your other son right now playing soccer. We also watching your mom. She's getting out of Kroger at 2:32 p.m. If you don't pay me $20,000 a month, we're gonna kill everybody in your family. And if you say no or hang up, they went and kill them.
So we actually have that here. It's called the IRS, and I'm not fucking. I'm not fucking joking. Like if I said I'm not going to pay my taxes, eventually at the end of chain events, ends with a SWAT team coming in my door.
Yeah, that's concerning. Actually,
Yeah, it is.
It
really
it's
is.
like that's what happened over there. And so they started extortion everybody. Everybody started getting extortions. And we got extortion. And then on 2015, that's when everything started really going into shit. Because that's
So wait, I'm sorry. On the extortion, that is the government or the gangs working through the government to try and create revenue, like to get money just to fund
so
themselves.
it's the gang
or their
it's-
contras.
It's called Tupamaros, just like that. Tupamaros, and they used to wear red. It's like a political group, and it's the gangs working through the government. That's literally what they're doing right now to the United States. Like when I believe Trump was the one that said it like a year ago. Like Venezuela is sending gangs and taking people out of jail and sending them in here. It's true.
Yes.
Like this is happening. I know a lot of people think it's not. No, it's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I believe you.
And I get anxiety just about thinking about the fucking border. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
I got here and I'm cool but I want them out as much as any American want them out.
Yeah, because it's you have a stake in the system functioning properly. All law-abiding citizens have a vested interest in the system functioning properly because we've all agreed to play by the rules. So when you have a bunch of people playing outside of the rules, it deteriorates from the value of the system that here we all are paying into and working into.
Yeah. So we started going to the march. So these people, protest. We start organizing and we started going to the protest, and that's when it started getting tricky because
About what year was this?
2015. Yeah.
Did you say the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, around 2015. 2015 it started, like we started going to the protest, and they used to start marking you. That's when the mark started. Like they used to go, like they go to your house. They spray your house with.
How did they find out you were at the protest?
They have a lot of intelligence.
Okay.
There, like so.
They're using things like cell phone.
Yeah,
location
so
type.
they used to have a special card that is called ballena. That's how they call it, like a whale. It throws water at protest, like a
water
like a
cannon.
fire
yeah,
truck.
like a fire truck. But it also has like an antenna, and they can all the cell phones that are around that truck. He's gonna gather all the data.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's coming from China. Like Venezuela. The thing is, Venezuela doesn't have money, but has a lot of oleum, and Venezuela literally still owns oleum to China that hasn't even been extracted.
Petroleum.
Petroleum.
Oil.
Yeah, oil.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
So, we started going. They mark us, and they vandalized Luisana's house first. Graffitis.
Yeah.
If you don't leave, we're gonna fucking kill you. Literally with graffitis outside.
Yeah.
They almost burned my house down too, and that's when we started we gotta fucking go.
Can I ask a question about the gangs? So the gangs and stuff, are these people that you know? Like the gang members, you went to school with or grew up around?
How does one go to the gang and one doesn't? Like, what's the...
So they recruit you. I had the opportunity. Everybody that lived in Santa Rita, that's where I was living, Santa Rita, Maracaibo, had the opportunity to become a gangster. They recruit you. First you have to be a sicario. That's the first thing, like a hitman.
Oh shit!
Right. So you go. That's called parrillero. You go in the back of the. It's like a 150cc motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
You go in the back, and you shoot somebody. You shoot somebody as many times as you want. They call it partirlo, which it means. So all the guns over there, the criminals has the clickers,
the serial
switch?
number,
the switch.
Oh, the safety.
The switch.
No, makes the gun automatic.
Automatic. Okay. So everybody had a Glock with a switch over there. Once you become a hitman, after that you start escalating because you start extortion people. If you go to jail in Venezuela,
step one is to fucking murder somebody.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then step 2, extortion, kill their family.
No shit.
And step 3, killing the people that brought you in. Now you are against those people. The step 4 is, now you are you have an army. That's what happened with.
So,
yep.
Hang on. I want to streamline my steps to where I have my own army. That's what we're trying to do here. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, that's the gangs that are coming over here. Like what happened?
Hang on. Mm-hmm. So with the gangs, so the gang members themselves are people from your neighborhood or that you grew up with. The government is involving themselves with these gangs, and I imagine giving them money, giving them weapons.
Yeah.
Are there government officials? Do you ever see high-end military or stuff interwoven with the gangs?
Yeah. So in Venezuela, I think I saw the army here use M4s, automatics.
The American army.
The American army, right?
Yes.
In Venezuela, is FAL. FAL.
Oh yeah, FN, the FINFAL.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they use over there. The only way the gangs have the FN falls
through
is
the military.
Through the military.
Through the military.
And they had all of that. Grenades.
So the gangs are using weapons used by the Venezuelan military, which clearly
and there's the other thing with the checkpoints too. So in the United States, checkpoints are non-existent. In Venezuela, there is a checkpoint every 2 miles.
No shit.
And you never know when a checkpoint is run by the police, National Guard, or a gang wearing...
This is Iraq.
Yeah.
This is the issues of driving a
Armored
just
vehicle.
a sedan around Iraq.
So after 2 a.m., you don't stop in a fucking checkpoint.
Fuck no.
You run anybody over. Fuck it. If it was National Guard, it was National Guard. You kill a fucking National Guard, I guess you're gonna have to
Remind me to tell you guys a story about Pakistan sometime.
Yeah.
So the gangs and the money the gangs make through the government, extortioning, and they're pretty open about their political position. They're wearing red. They have flags. They wanna, you know what I mean. They wanna say.
So the red is the supporters of Chavez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chavez and now Maduro.
Okay.
It's red. So the other thing is in Venezuela, they hate Americans. These people hate Americans. When I say hate, is hate, right? These people that are the specific people that I'm talking about, like the gang members, the government, it's like they hate it. That's why I never understood why they want to come here. You know what I mean? Because there's gang members coming over here. Why would you come here if you hate it here?
Oh,
you know what I mean? So they literally hate, like they talk shit about America. Oh no, because now everybody, you know, they're all fat. You can buy guns in a pharmacy store. You can do this, you can do that. You know, they pay everything with credit cards. Like, you know, that's that's what I learned from
Bunch of truths.
I was just saying, a lot of that's pretty true.
Yeah. Except for the
Maybe the gun in the pharmacy was the only one that you can't do
So,
anymore.
anymore. Yeah, exactly.
so after that, after having, to live like that, also no electricity. Like the good thing about the thing is the story is so long that I go left and right.
We got nothing but time.
The good thing about living in a country like I used to live is, and I say this and I own this, like sometimes I feel more American than another American.
Yeah.
Like I would literally die for this country because I had nothing back in Venezuela.
You are the American ideal, which was that immigrants who came from something bad to a place where they were going to be able to make a life that they wanted for themselves, and that it's under threat right now.
Exactly,
but it is still the American ideal.
Yeah, exactly, and living in a country like that, living in where you appreciate cold water. Like you literally appreciate cold water because you have electricity cuts 7 times a day. You only get like 2 hours of electricity per day. Or sometimes the electricity goes off and you don't know when it's coming back.
Yeah.
So all your food is going to go bad. You have no cold water. You have no way to communicate because there's no signal on your phone, and there's nobody to call. Nobody's gonna save you. I saw that. I saw that today. I was gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I saw that today in the shirt and Christy's shirt, and I was like, that's so fucking true.
Shout out to our buddy Greg.
Endless Endeavor, Greg.
Endless
Yeah,
Endeavor
it's
podcast.
like nobody will come to save
No
you.
one is coming to save you.
Nobody. So you come over here and just having internet. And if your electricity goes out, you just call.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
they
what the
put-
fuck?
yeah, what
Hey, what
happened?
the fuck? My service went out.
Yeah, and they put it back on. And having food, just food in the supermarket. Imagine you go to a supermarket.
Isn't that where it comes from?
Well, over there was a point where we didn't have no toilet paper. Just like here in COVID, but worse. We had no toilet paper.
Right or left hand?
Right hand.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like to wash my butt. So we had no toilet paper, no running water, no electricity, no phone signal, no gas. The only thing, Venezuela, there was a point where gas was free. Literally.
No shit.
You go to a gas station
They just fill you up.
and you give them whatever, 2 pennies, $1, it used to be like that,
you had, yeah.
right? So coming to a country like this where you can find 7 type of milks, you know what I mean? Oatmeal, almond milk, soy
oat
milk.
My kid's sensitive to peanuts.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it makes,
might have hurt a few feelings there.
I never understood the allergies.
No.
Actually, I think you just gotta fucking go through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I just?
No shit.
Do you know what I mean? So, it's having just to go to a doctor.
How come YouTube censors us?
I don't know.
So,
So
yeah,
your story's very incredible, man. And your country's been through a fucking shit ton since.
But Mike wants to talk to you about time.
no, not time. But you said communism destroyed your country.
Yeah.
A little bit. How would you say communism destroyed it? Like, what are the
keys or
like what are the things they put in
changes?
place
Yeah.
that you saw as a dramatic effect
Yeah.
due to communist ideals or tendencies or thought process that really you think sped up the fucking up of your
So, I think the first start was when Chavez started taking away private companies.
Okay.
Let's say you have a company and you're just selling soda, right? And you're doing really good, really good, and you're selling soda, and then just the government comes one day and they're like, we're gonna buy your company for $50,000, and you're like, my company worth $10 million.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you $50,000. You're gonna shut the fuck up, or we kill you, or we put you to jail. Like, what'd you rather to do?
Yeah.
So every investor in every private owned company started getting really scared, and they started fleeing the country. So there was.
Well, it's kind of like you said. Whoa, shit! With the gangs earlier,
Exactly.
Extortion. You got it. Yeah, it's kind of like the gangs earlier saying extortion.
Exactly.
Like whatever, like you're doing well and prospering, but we want some of that.
Exactly.
Like for safety.
That was the first thing, because then there was no jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody left. There was no job, no money, no production. Till today, Kellogg's, Kellogg's, the one that makes cornflakes.
Yeah.
In Venezuela owns Kellogg's and is making Kellogg products without its permits. Venezuela just came into a Kellogg factory.
Oh, so we now own this.
Yeah, it's us. And they're like, no, it is. And what you going to do about it? And we're going to sell the brand. Yeah. And we're going to use your brand and everything. What you going to do about it?
Yeah.
So till today, that's happening in Venezuela.
That's some straight Devo shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
this is ours now.
Exactly. So that was the pivot point, I believe. Then they didn't invest it in, like public roads, or, they didn't invest it in the country itself. They were just stealing a lot of money.
Right. And so it sounds like then there was a like exodus of currency.
Exactly.
They all took it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now you would be amazed to know that Venezuela is kind of doing good financially because there's so much people outside sending money in.
Oh, to their family.
To their family.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? So now sometimes I go to YouTube and I see a video and they have an amazing restaurant in Venezuela. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is not the Venezuela that I left. But there is a lot of Arabs, people from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, property's probably cheap right now.
Yeah.
They're coming in and investing.
Investing, buying shit. So that was the pivot point. To me, that was, and everybody believes that whenever they started messing with the private sector, and then they started messing with the ranchers in Venezuela. So, the cattle, they used to take it. Oh, you have 2,000 cows? We're just going to take them. And you can imagine that. And you cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
They just come into your house and take everything. Wow. So that's one of the things that
Do you know about what years that was?
That started around 2014, 15.
Okay. So right after they took the guns?
Exactly. Right after. So it was like I feel, because at that point Chavez was having a lot of meetings with Fidel in Cuba. There is actually a book that is called The Dark Story of Simón Bolívar, which they talk about Che Guevara and they talk about Fidel, all these people having a plan to make socialism so big and take down the United States.
One more time, the title.
The Dark Story of Simón Bolívar, but I don't know if it's in English.
Oh, okay.
In Spanish, that's the name. Okay. But I'm gonna try to and there's like a plan. It started with the missile stuff in Cuba.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Everything started there. So there was a plan. So I do believe they just it was that was the pivot point. Taking down the guns. You take down the guns, the civilians, they need to obey the government, because now how can you defend yourself?
Exactly. How can you resist?
Number two, take your private stuff. Now you are 100% dependable on the government. And, number three, is caused by number one and two. No more security on the streets. Who's going to come save you? Because now there's not even cops.
Yeah, we're back to Maslow's triangle, where the people don't have food, water, shelter, safety, and now you are completely at the mercy of whoever does.
And I saw that coming, and for this election, it was, I can't vote yet, not a citizen yet, but it was like scary, because there was a point where I felt that, Trump was not gonna win.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knew, I don't think, until election day.
Yeah, it was like,
because nobody trusts polls anymore. Who the fuck knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like getting scared, like for real, because I'm like, okay, if this country really goes to shit, where am I gonna go now? You know,
Yeah,
I already
no shit.
don't have a country because we
No kidding.
cannot literally
Independent
go back.
Republic of Granite Falls, buddy. We got you.
You know, we cannot go back even if we want to. If it's after we're citizens, we can't. Like, we're marked.
Seeing how much deception and corruption from your own government growing up and stuff, what did you see during this election from the left and the right? Like, from our government in this election, did you see a lot of the same rhetoric or mannerisms or things that maybe made the hair
common
stand
themes,
up on your
First
neck?
thing was the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
That was the first thing.
Oh yeah, that
Was the first because they did the same in Venezuela. You know, if you were like really famous and you know they put you in jail and then he died.
Epstein.
They Epstein you. You know, he died. I'm sorry, he got fever and he just died.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but he was healthy yesterday. No, he died. You know, nobody's gonna check on you.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the first thing. The second thing was they were using everything. Like even I'm really into comedy. And I saw what happened with Tony Hinchcliffe and the Puerto Rico joke and all of that. That was so crazy. Even Obama was talking. I'm like, bro, don't you know? You're a former president. Like, have decency. You're talking about a comedian, bro.
Making
like,
a joke.
You know.
Yeah.
So it was like that. Also, how they want to make everybody feel like Trump is against you. So they want to scare
all the
Latinos.
Groups.
Yeah,
all the groups.
Oh, they're gonna kick you out. Okay, I mean, I got here in 2016. I literally saw Trump coming into office. Believe me, my bank account was beautiful. You know what I mean?
All of ours were.
You know, like the economy was fucking great. Then COVID hits, everything went to shit. We know what happened. We know the story, right? But I saw Trump coming in, right? And then people just need to literally go. Like I went to Google and I checked. Obama was the president that deported the most. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, like who's saying the truth here? You know, so then they say, no, for the gays, you know, we're gonna, you know, they're gonna stop having rights and this and that. And then you start doing like some research, which it takes nothing. And then you realize that he actually supports, you know, gays. And so for every minority, they were just like shooting something and saying something. And there was so much stuff going on. And to me, you know, Democrats in this country, they're over. Like, it's over.
I think they ruined themselves on this one.
Especially now that I saw the Biden pardon his kid, you know, like, and then he said that, oh, no, you got to understand. He basically said, you got to understand, guy, he's my son. And I'm like, bro, you had your son.
How many people are in prisons across the nation for the exact same crimes?
Exactly. So, you know, so that was, you know, a assassination attempt. Then making all the minorities feel threatened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, everything is going to be more expensive. You know, and how gaslighter the Democrats are. The economy is going great. Don't you see the economy is going great? Where?
Yeah, where?
You know, every time I go to buy something, it's more expensive. And that was Venezuela. Venezuela, you go today, right? And you say, okay, I want to buy this, this, and this. You go tomorrow, it's double the price. Literally. Yeah. Double the price. So
you're saying we should get that fan boat now.
Now we're talking.
That's what I heard. We're
Now
going
we're
to
talking.
Cabela's tomorrow, Jordan.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that I saw the most. Super happy that Trump won. If you ask me, one of the first things that I think he needs to fix quick ASAP is the border crisis. In my opinion, number one, because the Venezuelans that are doing really bad stuff is affecting also me, because I'm a Venezuelan too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, guilty by association.
Exactly. And number two, it's like I'm also escaping from them. In Houston right now, currently, they are extortion people. Like they're doing that.
Oh, so
the
they brought their rackets.
Yeah, so they
into
brought
the United States.
Are they doing that to Venezuelans? Or
Yeah.
are they doing that to American citizens?
No, but once they figure out ChatGPT and they can
they're
translate,
probably doing it to illegal immigrants because illegal immigrants feel like they can't go to the police. So
Exactly.
there's an entire, by importing millions and millions of illegal immigrants, you've also created a vulnerable demographic that can be easily extorted because they feel like they cannot go ask for any sort of assistance.
Yeah.
That's a fucking racket. Holy shit.
yeah. So it's like, they're extortioning people. They are doing like stupid stuff, like buying cars and, stealing cars and doing, home break-ins. I want them all dead, for real. I don't even want them in jail. Like, I don't want my taxes to pay for a plate of food for somebody that came to this country to fuck it up.
We actually have a philosophy here, which is that we came up with this idea of, we have all these killer whales out in the Puget Sound that they're like predator, they're carnivores. Mike has a trebuchet at his house. If you come up with anybody that we need to get rid of, we put them in the trebuchet, we fling them into the Sound, we feed our fucking killer whales.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
Because they're hungry.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that Sopranos style.
You got time up for
How do Venezuelans feel about Shamu?
Shamu?
I don't even. I don't.
Is he dead yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one from Blackfish just died too.
That's how in Venezuela they use that name to bully fat people.
Shamu.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do that. A whale.
It's actually
a
what-
whale of a person.
It's what Mike calls his dick.
Yeah, Shamu.
So
Free will.
Moby Dick.
now, what you guys are, thinking about? Because I'm interested to know what's your thought when you see like, how can I say this, like.
Shamu.
Like Venezuelans or Haitians or somebody that is not from this country doing stuff like the Venezuelans were doing in Aurora, Colorado. Like,
okay.
what's your take on that? Like, you know what I mean?
I think on the one hand, Americans have become so desensitized to dramatic shit happening on their iPhone feed that they just scroll right past it. It's like Aurora, Colorado, a gang has taken over 2 apartment complexes, and they're like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Next. You know what I mean? I think that is what social media has really created, whereas in the
Not
past...
understanding truly what is happening. And because it's not affecting you on a day-to-day here.
Yeah.
The thought of like, are these people here and are they really doing it? And what I think we should do with those people is burn those fucking apartment complexes down. The thing is the most American thing you can do, period, is immigrate to this country.
Yeah.
Like you
And work hard.
and work hard. There you go. Well, but that's like what this country was founded on, right?
Yeah.
If like hardworking people come here to make a better life.
It was founded... Think about this. This country...
and
supposedly...
and fuck you, England.
Yeah, exactly. Suck it, Britain. How bad did your life have to be in Ireland or Scotland or fucking Norway or wherever you came from that you were willing to get on a wooden vessel where there was no, like, you're going to eat hardtack, like a solid biscuit and weevils for fucking protein, risk your life to cross the Atlantic in, like, you know what I mean? Like the insane
month or two,
conditions.
yeah.
You might not survive the voyage to get to a new world where there's no infrastructure and you might be killed by natives or you might be killed by the elements. How, like, we don't talk about that. We talk about all these oppressed cultures. How bad did life have to be in the United Kingdom and in Northern Europe for people to want to take that kind of risk to come to a new world where there was absolutely no guarantee, but they could get away from serfdom and make a fucking life for themselves. That is still the American dream and the American ideal.
Yeah. So when I see people coming to this country, I think it's really, really good. Mm-hmm. When I see people coming to this country to fuck it up,
yeah, fuck
they're
you.
they're
Let's
the worst
go. Let's
people,
go.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, because we in Venezuela, we never had this issue of immigration.
Well, America is different than any other
Yeah.
country in the world when it comes to that, because that's what this is, truly the melting pot.
All I know is Venezuela is really racist. You know, like, you know, if
every
you were,
country except
every
America is really
country,
racist.
you know, like-
we are the least racist country
in Venezuela,
in
if
the
you,
fucking world.
you know, if
Yeah.
you were black, they call you the N-word.
Some
and,
word, yeah.
You know, and they were like happy about
Shamu.
it. And if
Yeah.
you're fat, you're fat. And, you know, and if you were like immigrant and you came to Venezuela to fuck it up, they kill you.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Nobody pays for you. You don't even get a hole. They probably feed you to the vultures. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So there's some things about Venezuela that I like. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the truth is there's a lot of people that feel that same way here, but the repercussion is way higher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it's
What you're giving up, right? When you're happy, because that's the other thing is like we're not really about it anymore in the U.S., but it's because everybody really knows at the bottom of the day or at the end of the day, like we got it real good.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fuck it up.
That's why they don't push back.
Yeah,
You're right.
Because they make it just good enough to where it's like, hey, you know what? I know I have power.
Bread and
I know I
circus.
have food.
Yeah, bread and
I have
circus.
some sort of entertainment, and it's easy to get. And they're making it easier and easier and easier. So all you do is stare at your fucking
More
phone
passive and more passive and more passive.
I put it like this. Y'all have it so good that I have never meet.
Do you mean white people?
It's like,
you know?
eat shit, dude.
But it was like I have never meet like an 18-year-old like me going to a country where he doesn't speak the language, sacrificing everything, leaving his parents, girlfriend, because I left everything.
Yeah.
When I came over here, I even left Louisiana. Like I left everything just to be able to bring them here. And sacrificing everything you have to come to a country with nobody. Like you have no family in that country. You don't speak the language. You don't know how it goes. And, you know, and you're just scared because that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I was really young. I was just scared of getting deported, scared of getting catch. And I have never seen an American doing that. You know what I mean? Because
why would
this
we?
is a great country. You know, that's how I put it.
Yeah.
You know, I had never seen an American taking a boat going to Cuba
Yeah. Yeah.
to live there.
Yeah. No
you
shit.
know, because
Maybe
there's fishing.
fishing.
Yeah.
On
You know?
vacation.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories of people defecting from the USSR across into Western Europe to join the freedom side. I've never heard a story of someone
Going the other way.
someone defecting to Russia. So hang on. I want to take a pee break right now
Yeah.
because we're at the perfect time, but then I want to get into the actual immigration of like
Yeah,
your
it was-
story of immigrating to the United States when we come back.
It's cool. It's like Fargo movie. Have you watched Fargo?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Steve
You
Buscemi,
put
baby.
somebody in a wood chipper just to immigrate?
Allegedly.
Fucking nice. All right, well, hang on. I got to go pee first.
break. We're coming back.
Well,
Okay,
this is
Hey, sorry. My bad. I cut you off.
Didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Continue.
continue by all means, sir.
sure. So we came with a plan at that moment to come over here. So I came here first, 2015.
So hang on. When you say we had to come up with a plan, who's we?
My family in Louisiana.
So mom and dad?
Mom, dad, little sister, 7-year-old sister. Louisiana was 17 at that point. She wasn't even 18 yet.
Yeah.
So I came first, 2015. I graduated from a school called Sevas on knowing how to speak English, like to be, bilingual and all of that. My dad,
Is that a pretty big deal down there?
yeah, but if you learn how to speak English over there, you're like a fucking traitor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like, they look at you like, the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
this guy just wants to leave his country.
Yeah.
That's why he's learning how to speak English. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
but I always knew that I was going to leave. Always.
Yeah.
Always. I always knew. I never saw myself living in Venezuela. So,
You just wanted to be a trans?
yeah, a little bit. So I came in 2015, came to Houston. I stayed here for like 3 months with a couple of friends. I had no family, nobody here.
How old are you at this point?
Was 20, about to be 21.
Okay.
So I got here, I worked for, a guy in a church. Not sexual related. I was just doing yard work.
Not an altar boy.
But is that a big, when you got here, did you get plugged in with a church, a Venezuelan
No.
church?
So I got here, I literally.
Oh, what city? And actually,
So I bought a plane. So here's the thing.
How
Let me
did you
explain.
get from Venezuela to
The
here?
reason why I got here, it was because in Venezuela you can get, you used to be able to get dollars really cheap comparing to what we want. Like on the Bolivar. The Bolivar is the official money in Venezuela. So comparing that, you used to get like really cheap dollars. So it was really cheap for us living in Venezuela, coming over here, buying clothes, buying stuff, and then come back and either sell it or you just now have, clothes and stuff. So my dad gave me $2,500 because at 2015, Venezuela started getting bad. But, my dad used to work for PepsiCo, which is Pepsi here. So it was a, decent, a decent amount of money. We weren't rich or even middle class. We were like lower class, but it was not too bad.
Hang on.
Too hard.
There's a Pepsi plant. There's a couple Pepsi plants in Venezuela because what is the main ingredient or the secret ingredient in Coca-Cola and Pepsi?
Yeah, Coke.
Yeah. That's why those companies have a huge tie in that area.
Yeah.
So they're still putting it in there? Because that
used
makes
to.
me like it.
So
I believe
one of
they
the
used
big
to.
Coca-Cola is the biggest importer of cocaine into the United States, but they're paired with a pharmaceutical company. So they get the taste and the flavor from the cocaine, put it in Coca-Cola, and then
that's why
all
it's so
the
good.
drugs go to pharmaceutical companies.
why you
Be
get
put into
Coke in glass bottles, dude.
That's
all your canes,
that's
lidocaine.
Why, that's why you butt chug it. I've always wondered.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's true.
Wait till you have a Fanta.
Orange or grape?
Orange.
Always.
But yeah, so
Sorry.
you said
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. And
So
that's-
my dad
Yeah,
gave me
you think you have
$2,500.
ADD.
Now I'm feeling super comfortable.
yeah, you're good, dude. Continue.
So my dad gave me that money as a gift for graduating. I'm also an industrial engineer. I studied 5 years. Yeah, So I came here.
You did all that by the age of 21?
22. I
Jesus.
graduated. Yeah.
What's your fucking excuse, Mike?
all right, next question.
Next question, please.
So I bought the plane ticket. The idea was coming here, stay here 3 months with a friend that I knew from Venezuela that he came to Texas. It was like a cousin of a friend that he was married and he had a house and he's like, yeah, he can come. And I didn't know these people.
Kevin
Okay?
Bacon.
Yeah, it was like, so I got to Atlanta. Then after Atlanta, I took another flight to Houston. They went pick me up, and I stayed in this random people's house for the first time away from everything that I knew.
Damn.
Like, I was just, I remember the first night here, I was just crying for like 6 hours because I knew what was the entail. I knew I was doing this because Venezuela was getting really fucked up and I wanted to bring Luisana and my family here. I went to church because I was so depressed at the second day.
Okay.
In the church, I met this guy from Guatemala and he's like, hey, you speak English, you speak Spanish. If you want, I need somebody that can drive a tractor and put mulch in the back of trucks. He had a shop. I pay you $70 a day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hell of a deal, I said. Okay. So he asked me, do you know how to drive a tractor? I needed the money. I didn't know how to drive a tractor.
But we'll find out.
We'll
But I
figure that
said,
shit out.
I'm the best fucking tractor driver in Venezuela. Kubota was thinking about hiring me, as an image. So I went on my first day. I broke to the back glass of a F-150 because I didn't know. I didn't know in a tractor, up is down and down is up. So I went work with him for like 3 months. He was paying me cash on the side. I saved like $3,500. In that point, Luisana, and this is the crazy story about me and Luisana, I met her when she was 14 and I was 16. So this is like high school love type of shit. I didn't tell her that I was going to stay here. When I came, I hid it from her because I was afraid of telling her that, because we were already together for like 3 years. And I was like, you know, I already knew, like, she's the love of my life. So it was like, so I didn't tell her. So every day she fucking tortured me with a reason. Like, she was right, because I hid from her that I was going to stay here for 3 months and save money. So she was like, okay, if you don't come back, you know, this is over. You know, like, it's been 3 months, I haven't seen you, and, you know, I don't care. And I'm like, hey, the more time I stay here, the more time I can get more money. And she told me, I don't care about money. I want you here. If you don't come, I'm leaving you. So I went back to Venezuela. That was the reason I went back. Okay, I went back. There was my mom over there, my dad, and my little sister. When the government found out that I came here, everything got shady, because they know everything is connected.
Yes,
they know the people that was coming here. You know, we got visas, and they knew. Yeah. So we stayed here around, after that, like 8 months. My dad sold his car. We couldn't sell the house because it was basically burned down. And
did that happen after you got back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything got really bad when I came back. Okay. My dad he resigned his position in the company. My mom never worked, so it was fine. So we came back to the United States with only $4,000, which is a lot of money comparing to other people. But at that point, there was not a lot of Venezuelan migrating to this country. In 2015, 16, it wasn't like this time. Okay. So April 2016, I got here with mom, my little sister, me, Miami International Airport. I was the only one speaking English. We sold everything we had. We could gather $4,000. We rented a car for $600, and we had to drive from Miami to Houston.
Damn.
Because I had my plug over there with the guy that gave me work, and he already told me, I can give you another, job. I can hire you again. I was just mowing the grass. And
she didn't mow. You're like, I'm the best mower in Venezuela.
Yeah, exactly. I did a lot of that.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that. So he hired me, and he told me it's not that hard to get an apartment here. You just need your passport, a deposit. It was super easy at that point to get an apartment. We got here, and we realized $4,000 was not enough money. Right? We couldn't buy a car. We couldn't have anything. And I remember the first night, and it's still like really hard for me, because I remember basically seeing my little sister, with my mom and my dad in an apartment with nothing, starting over. It was like official. It was like, oh shit, like we were just born again.
Yeah, it got real.
Oh my God. We slept on the floor the first night. We had, I remember still, $38 left after paying deposit, after paying everything, getting a beat up car. And I started working. My mom, my dad couldn't work because there was no car. I was using, so I was actually walking every day to let them the car 4 miles to get to my job. 4 miles to there, 4 miles back, walking every day. With no fucking, Houston has no fucking pathways. So I was basically walking like, in the ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
damn.
So at this point, I'm talking to Luisana. She was studying accountant. She wanted to be an accountant and this and that. But everything started getting really bad for her too. Because she was she was
connected
with me.
To you, yeah.
So she was connected to me. So everything started getting really bad with her. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Come over here. We start over. It's gonna be tough. I don't have a car. I don't have a fucking bed. I don't have anything. But we have us. Let's fucking start over. She was only 18 at that point, and I remember she told me, I don't know. And I'm like, that's been still one of the hardest decisions I have ever made in my life. And I don't regret it, but it was really hard because I had to leave my mom, my dad, and my little sister. They don't speak English. They don't have money. They don't have anything. And I left them. But in the other hand, is the love of my life that I'm going to get because she was not going to get here by herself. She was, so I had to go get her.
Yes.
Can I ask you, so every time you go back to Venezuela, does it feel odd or weird, or you have bad feelings going back, or think you might not make it back to America with the people you want?
Here's when everything started getting shady. When I came with my parents in March, right? We came in March, end of April, right? Obama actually said that there was a big exodus of Venezuelans coming into the country. He said it.
Yeah.
He said, like, they're coming to this country. So whenever you do your TSA check with the border customs, they used to cancel your visa and deport you back to your country, right? They did like that. Law was while I was here, March, April, right? So I still remember May 8th, Mother's Day, I left, risking everything. My mom literally cried every fucking day because she thought she was not going to see me again because they were going to kill me when I was going to come back.
Yeah.
And, there was a point where she kind of held grudges against Luisana because she was the reason that I was leaving. If not, I would have never left. But also, it's like I said, like, this is the love of my life. I want her here.
Yeah.
Right? I went get her. I had to have the uncomfortable conversation with her mom. So when I went back to get her, I couldn't live in my house because my house was already marked. They already told me you left the country.
Yeah.
They already knew. So I stayed with Luisana and Luisana's family. We stayed there. I talked to her mom. It was a shit show. It was, first she's the oldest daughter, and they were like always the three of them. And I sit down and I said, hey, I left my family because I want to bring Luisana with me. Luisana didn't want to. It was a really tough process for her, for me too. But we had to came with a plan because there was this new fucking thing that Obama started talking about Venezuelans coming here. So there was a really big chance that once we get the plane and get to Miami, we will get deported. So we needed to wait for an occasion to don't make anything suspicious.
Yeah.
Right? Copa America, I'm really into soccer. Copa America started that year.
Okay.
June 20th, my birthday, I got here. The next day, Venezuela was facing United States. So we came wearing like hats, like for real. Like we came wearing like Venezuela stuff. Yeah. We made fake reservations. They advised us from here. They gave an advice like a lawyer because here's the other thing. My mom, my dad, and my little sister, they applied for political asylum. So CBP, which is Customs Borders,
yes,
they wouldn't like me to get in because they knew he's gonna stay.
Yes. Okay.
So I needed it act quick.
You had to get in.
Yeah. So they told me you have to bring cash money and you have to make reservations and you just need a credit card number. It doesn't matter if you don't have money on it. Just make the reservation. So we did all this stuff. We faked tickets for that soccer game, and they let us in.
Okay.
So it was like kind of like Fargo shit because they did ask us like, and where are you guys going? Oh, we're gonna watch our team beat in the United States. And how much money you got in cash? No, we have $600. And the guy saying, well, that won't get you too long. And I'm like, well, we already have reservations. Let me see them. And they didn't check it, but they okay. And they let us in. That was a relief.
Fucking TSA, dude.
They'd never done it like a good.
Do you know what's the worst part? Luisana doesn't remember this. Bella actually wrote a whole fucking book a whole book with pictures of her sister saying, I'm going to miss you so much. Thank you in your new life in the United States. If they would have opened the baggage and see that book, we would have been fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and then we told...
Way to go, Bella.
You know, like with pictures and sister, I'm going to miss you so much. I can't wait for you to have a job illegally and send me money. Yeah. You know? You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
did you know she had that with her? Or was she hiding that from you?
No. So Luisana told me she had that book when we were in the plane. Oh, so I was like,
you're already
scared, scared. So actually, we got here, and then when we get here, I reunite with my family. Yeah. But I had nothing still. We had nothing still. Luisana came here. Luisana, and this is one of the reasons I'm like still so proud of being like her husband and be part of what she is and what she has accomplished, because she was only 18 and she also left her family to just come with her boyfriend. We weren't even married, right? To live with my family, to live in a house that is not hers, to live like she left everything to believing in my word. Yeah. Right. So that was like, I gotta make this shit work. Yeah. Right. So we talk to lawyers and they tell us, okay, what you guys want to do? I'm like, okay, I want to apply for political asylum. And then they told us, if you do this, you won't be able to come back to the United States, even as a citizen, as long as the government that you got approved your asylum for is still there.
In effect, yeah.
In effect. So this is when it gets really bad, because we have to tell a story, right? So we started telling the stories, and it turns out that the lawyers keep sending the story back because it was lacking details. You know, like they told me, no, you have to say what they did to you. Oh, no, they hit me in the face. No. Which object? How bad? What they were wearing? Oh, no, they tried to rape me. It wasn't enough. It was like, no. It was actually, they tried to do this. And like, we have to revive all the trauma to put it in our story. Yeah. For an affidavit and all of that, for
your case.
Yeah, for getting our case. So we did that. The lawyer said, they felt so bad about our story, right? Stuff that I don't think I can even say here. That I remember every time we went by, the lawyer she was a woman and she hugged Luisana and we were just crying. It was like 3 hours of nothing but crying. Like, it was bad. And then I started realizing, like, hey, all of this because of the government. Yeah. And all of this because of, because I don't believe in them. All of this because I think differently. Yeah. Yeah. And, we applied for political asylum, and they told me, okay, you guys are not married. And I'm like, oh, shit. So they were like, no, you got to get married first in order for you to add her in your, application. And I'm like, okay, I guess, we get married, but I ain't got no money. So we went to a church, and I remember we were just wearing regular clothes, and this is still something that maybe I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. Maybe I think that will be one of them, because I will never forget myself as a man, because the first time that I saw the woman that is now my wife walking to me, it wasn't like she was imagined as any woman. You know what I mean? She was just wearing jeans,
regular
shorts.
Street clothes. Yeah.
Her dad was not there. Her mom was not there. There was a bunch of people that we didn't know. In listening to the wedding music, dan, 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 and see her coming with not even money to fucking get a rose, it was really tough. Not because of the money. It's because it's like, you are the most important person for me because I put her first than my family. And now I realize that paid off because now she is my family, right? Mm-hmm. But right now I'm failing as a man, as a provider, because this is not what you imagine. I'm not living up to your expectations, so that was really hard. That was...
Yeah, I was saying, I'm not crying. Are you crying?
Yeah, that was really hard for me. The worst part, it's my dad. They had no money neither, but they, it was just us 5. My dad, my mom, my little sister, Luisana, and he was like, "Hey, I have $50, son.
Yeah.
Let's just go eat something with $50." We went to Rudy's, a horrible barbecue place. Take the pictures. At the end, it's kind of cute for me and cheesy because I know she fucking loves me for me, not for what I have. Nothing financial here.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe there is women like her left that wouldn't look at a fucking wallet. She didn't care that we had nowhere to sleep in as long as we were together. So, at the end, all this paid off, and now I make jokes about it and all of that. But there was a point where it was really affecting me because, and this is just man conversation. When you're, as a man, when you date a 10, it's really stressful. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like a lot of work, And for me, she's a 12. So I was always like, with so much anxiety around money and giving her this and that and this and that. And then I realized, hey, she doesn't want any of this. She wants you. She wants your company. She wants you because you make her laugh. And, I think it's a really nice love story.
It is a really it's a great love story, to be completely honest, but
we're all gonna get yelled at.
Yeah, my wife is gonna hate me today. But you sacrifice so much. You talk about like wanting to provide, but it's like what you're trying to provide is an opportunity for growth for yourself, for your loved ones, for her, it takes a lot of courage to leave everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you may have not had a lot to provide at that moment, like physically, but who you were and what you did, it's like, I want to fuck you. I mean, seriously, like it takes a lot of strength, and like you said, you guys are giving up everything.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, kudos. Like that may have felt like a low point, but being vulnerable and moving and trying to bring family and loved ones, that's the most vulnerable you can do. Yeah. Your actions as a man are courageous.
We sit like our great grandfathers did what you did.
Yeah.
So to sit with you across the table right now and hear that, and like what you guys all did to get here is pretty powerful shit.
Yeah, and number one, thank you for that. I always struggle with seeing what the good stuff that I do, I guess, or for me, what it wasn't a big deal. I was definitely this country as materialistic as it is, has taught me that family is what really fucking matters.
Yeah.
The most depressing and sad people on earth that I have met are millionaires.
Yeah.
Alone. And exactly. So I just it's I believe I didn't see it like that, our parents, y'all they come over here and started that, and now I kind of open my eyes now because my sister is now just a little example. Like my sister is about to be 15. She barely speaks Spanish. She's so happy. My mom and my dad, they split again, but and it's been horrible, like traumatizing for me because I've been in divorce twice. So they were together. They separated when I was 4. I was raised by my grandmother. Then they came back together when I was 14. They had my sister, and then they separated again when my sister was 10. So, like I told them, y'all keep finding way to fuck your sons over, you know. But that was really, really hard on me. But at the same time, I see like Luisana's mother getting married, being happy, and she got married last month, and there was a point where she told me, none of this would be happening without you. Thank you for bringing my daughter here. And seeing Bella, you know, her jiu-jitsu and growing, and, you know, she was like a little sister to me too. It's, you know, my heart gets full. Seeing my wife, me as a man, I never had a father figure. I kind of figured this shit out myself. Right, so as a man, the only thing I wanted it for my wife, and if I have, you know, children someday, you know, I would teach them this. It's, you know, what makes me feel the most proud is knowing that thanks to the sacrifice that I made as a man, as, you know, as a brother, as everything, as a human being, you know, Luisana has, you know, do so much with herself, and now she doesn't need me. And that's the biggest thing for me. She doesn't need me. She doesn't, if I die tomorrow, she's not going to depend on anybody else. She can be independent. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
She's going to miss me.
Yes.
I know that. She fucking loves me.
Should be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's a goal that I always wanted to teach my family, not just Luisana. You know, like don't be, nobody's coming to save you. Mm-hmm. It comes down to that. Mm-hmm. Nobody will. Mm-hmm. You know, now I feel like if something happens to me, nobody's coming to save her, but she doesn't need nobody. You know? Yeah. And it's like, to me, that's been like the biggest thing. And I want to leave, you know, if I die tomorrow, right now, I will be okay with it. You know, I will be okay with it. I'll be missed, okay, but I'll be, you know, my family's settled now. They don't need me because I spent the last, 6 years of my life taking care of everybody. Taking care of everybody. Making sure Luisana has a good job. Making sure Bella has a good job. Helping my mother-in-law. Helping my dad. Helping my mom. Nobody in my family speak English. I have to be the one fucking making the calls. They got a ticket. Helping them with this. My phone rings more than Donald Trump's phone. Still. Like, you know. Huge. I'm like the person that so I was the first one in my family to buy a house in this country. They make a big fucking party about it. My mom cried for like a month. You know, it's like, oh my God, like, you know, waking up, seeing the house, seeing my dogs, seeing my wife, my sister-in-law is living with us now, which is, you know, amazing. Seeing everybody getting settled because of the sacrifice that I made, it just, you know, I live so happy. Yeah. You know, I cry sometimes out of just nostalgia, but never out of sadness. I'm like so full that I was able to help so many people indirectly. You know,
that's pretty directly. It's pretty direct.
Are you mad at your upbringing or your government or
are you seriously going back to geopolitics?
No. I mean, are you mad at those circumstances that you grew up in? Because, like, I feel you said you didn't have a father figure, and it makes me think part of, like, maturing is just enduring constants and having a rough life like you had. Do you feel like it forced you to become that man?
Yeah.
And are you upset at, like, childhood or, like, not your childhood, but like the childhood of having gangs, of having violence around you, of having things poor because it's a shitty
situation.
Or is it it's more like a hindsight thing, I would think, because when you're a kid, this is just what is.
So I guess we come down to my own story, right? A little bit, you know, I didn't have a father figure. Thanks to that, you know, I was also like sexually abused. Thanks to that, you know, I was put in positions where a child would never, you know, I saw stuff that I would, you know, I saw people having sex at the age of 7.
Yeah.
Live. Like a kid should never, you know, see that. So I don't regret it. I went through a lot. My mom was an alcoholic. At age of 11, they called me over the phone, and I had to go pick her up from the street and bring her like a fucking wounded soldier.
Whew.
You know, put her on bed.
You were 11.
11.
Damn.
Taking care that nobody rapes her.
Jesus.
Because we were living in a house with people that I don't know. Yeah. You know, I was 11 at this point. I went through a lot of stuff. You know, I saw a lot of drugs. I was exposed to a lot of stuff that makes me what I am today. Yeah. You know, and that I don't regret. And now I don't blame my parents because I realize I'm 30. I'm not ready to have a kid. My dad had me when he was 20. Yeah. He was definitely not ready. I cannot be living my life blaming them. You know?
Yeah.
So smart man.
Yeah. What I can do is I have an opportunity to redo this myself when I have kids. You know, the best thing I can do for them and for my family is treating them like I was never treated. You know, and it's, you know, like I said, I mean, I was exposed to a lot of stuff. I saw a lot of stuff. I saw like people died on my hands. My mom tried to kill herself once, and I saw her bleeding out. Oh. She cut her veins out, and I had to help her. This is the stuff that, you know, I don't even think Luisana knows about. You know, because it's things that I don't even want to remember. Yeah. But sometimes going through this stuff makes you appreciate others. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, do I want anybody to go through this to be able to live in a fucking, you know, happy life and appreciate everything? No. Would I change it? I mean,
you don't want anyone to go through it, but the people that do go through it, like yourself, have a lot of conviction, and a lot of morals, and a lot of fight in them. Yeah. And as shitty as it is, it makes for a strong individual. Your morals, your process, just
your spirit,
your presence about you is solid.
The strength of spirit that is coming off of you is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and which the stuff that I was, which Bella always make fun of me, but she's gonna laugh. You'll see. So my name, right? I'm Luis Aparicio. Baseball in Venezuela, it's crazy. It's like it's like football here. My uncle is the only Hall of Fame in the whole story in Venezuela. And he has my same name. Where I live in Maracaibo, there is a stadium with my name on it. So it was, crazy shit.
No way.
So I got picked on a lot because of that. Like I was bullied a lot because I never liked baseball. You know, never liked it. I was decent at it, but never had the makings, you know, to be like a professional player. So, you know, I had to overcome bully because of that too. So it's, you know, it's been like just one thing through another and another and another and another. But I still don't judge people that tell me the worst thing that happened to me is because, you know, I was 12 and, you know, my dog left and I have anxiety. You know, I don't judge. It's the worst thing that happened to you.
It is,
you know,
the worst thing that happened.
You know, I don't judge. You know, not because I went through more shit means I'm a better person than you or I'm more developed than you. You know, I just, you know, I was facing which, by the way, it wasn't even the worst circumstances. Like I had friends that went through worse.
Yeah.
You know,
but you have a perspective of how bad the world can actually be.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas that person, what they think the darkest the world can be, is nowhere near.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the great thing about me. You know, might be my ego. I don't know. I think I have a superpower, literally, to read people.
Oh.
I can see intentions in eyes, like for real. I can see somebody in the eyes, and I'm not like, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
I can't fucking wait to introduce you to some of my
you
friends.
know, for real. Like it's like you know, it's like shit. No, this guy is full of shit. You know, so.
Do you think that got developed as you were a kid?
Why did you hang up? And why did you look at Mike when he said that?
Right. Windows to my soul, boys.
It was definitely because of that. Because the bad part is when I was around 12, that's when all the sexual stuff started happening. An uncle in the family, you know.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
That old thing?
Yeah. And they happen again, and it happened again, and it happened again with different people. And I started thinking it was me the problem. I started thinking, wait, if these people are doing this to me, it's because I'm doing something wrong. Now that I'm grown, now I'm thinking I was just a kid doing kid stuff. So I have to start kind of reading people to see their intentions. Till today,
survival mechanism.
Yeah. Till to this day, I cannot see an old woman, like an old man, hugging a child. I can't. To me, that's disgusting. Yeah. And I know there's grandparents that love their child, that love their
So you weren't a Biden voter?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I can't. Like, to me, that's literally like it always. And I know I'm the problem. I'm not saying something is happening. But stuff like, but it came from what I went through, knowing how to read people from a really young age. Yes. Because, if not,
defense mechanism.
Yeah, I was fucked if I didn't know how to read this.
On intuition.
So once it happened, certain times I was like, everybody that came to me, I was like trying to figure out their intentions.
Yes.
And, you do it so much that you get good at it, like everything, and so far, somebody new comes to the family. We have an instance not too long ago. Somebody comes to the family. Yeah, she's laughing because of that. And I'm like, this person is not good.
Yeah.
And this happened not too long ago. This fucking person almost ruined my mother-in-law wedding. And I told everybody.
You knew from the get-go.
I told her, you're a fucking bitch. You are a gaslighter. You're this and that. And they all told me, no, you're always so hard. Because this is, all my family think I'm a piece of shit. They say I'm too hard. You're so hard on people. I'm like, no, she's not good. And she was like an angel for everybody. Everybody was telling me, you're too hard on her. It turns out she was fucking psycho. And this has happened so much.
We're talking about Tiffany, right?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Jordan knows.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just something that I guess it gets developed like that.
Yeah.
If I have kids, I would love them to see the things through their perspective that I see it, but without going through the shit that I went
through the shit.
But there's only one way to develop that.
Yeah.
Wisdom comes by one path.
Exactly. And that was one of the things when I met Luisana, and she was so like innocent. Still to this day, sometimes she's like, my God, that guy, Luis, he was so nice.
Oh, shit.
Dude. He was so nice. Like,
fuck that guy.
He offered like he gives massages. And I'm like, son, he wants to fuck you.
That's his thing.
And Luisana's like, do you think so? You really think so? You always think to say, I don't know. Seems like a good guy,
No. I do free massages for ladies.
Do you know what I mean? Oh my God. What are you doing? So
Jordan has to pay $7.
So it comes from that, and the story of me, getting here. And by the way, I'm not leaving.
Fuck no,
I'm like Jordan Belfort.
Roger fucking that.
It's, that being said, I would do all of this again. No question about it.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and I work on this so hard, and I'm so fucking grateful. I'm the happiest man on earth. I'm grateful for my wife, my dogs, my house, for being in the United States. I'm still, I'm grateful for because I'm in Seattle. Like, I was a kid from, the worst part in Venezuela. Imagine the worst smell, the worst thing that you can imagine. I was from there. When I met Luisana, I didn't want her to come to my house because I live in a fucking, that doesn't even have a name in English. You basically build like a hut with fucking, we call it rancho. Like, it's horrible situations. You know what I mean? We had no running water. We have to carry our water a mile. Imagine carrying water a mile in fucking buckets. Which you need two, because then your back is all fucked up if you fucking carry just one. You know what I mean? Like, all of that.
All white kids know that.
Exactly. All of that. So it's like never, like, we're so happy here. So happy. Yeah. So happy. And it doesn't matter. I still believe that they got close, but I still believe this is such a great country, great nation, that there's not a president that can fuck it up. I believe we're going to come out of this. That's why I say, like, I think we got pretty close.
Yeah.
We got close.
Everything is jeopardized because they still not out. You know what I mean? They're still there.
Call me cautiously optimistic.
Exactly. So, it's like, I'm grateful. Grateful because I'm here. I'm grateful because of this country. I'm grateful because this is the best opportunity I ever had. And I think I'm a living proof of the American dream.
Hell yeah.
Yes, you
and
are.
that the American dream
you
is possible.
Fucking A, you are.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And I hang on. I think that is the perfect moment to end it, because that is a goddamn amazing story and a goddamn amazing finale.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you for being on our show.
Absolutely.
You said your full name. Is there anywhere you want people to be able to reach out to you, like social media or an email address? Anything you want to share?
My name is Luis Rafael Aparicio Romero. That's my full name, just Luis Aparicio.
Do you have a business?
I like roofing. I'm on roofing stuff. Yeah. So they can follow me on my Instagram, Aparicio Lux. So Aparicio Lux.
Hang on. Spell that for us with
Aparicio Lux. Aparicio Lux.
And we'll share that on the Enlightened Neanderthals Instagram. Yeah.
On Instagram, I'm there.
And we'll put it in the show notes.
Just posting. I want to help people with the roof stuff. I like it. I like to help. I don't even charge for it. Like,
apparently you just help everybody.
Yeah.
It's like free inspections, if they wanna buy a roof, I wanna make money too. I don't care. But free inspections, or if they have a doubt with something like insurance to get their house approved for, a tree failing to my house, and how can I open this claim? Because there's loopholes like everything to get approved.
And this is in your business is in what city?
Houston, but I can help anybody.
Okay. Houston,
through
Texas
phone. Houston, Texas.
Reach out.
On the
Reach
phone.
out.
Yeah.
Remote roofing.
Yeah, right. Believe me, I can go all 50 states, including the Puerto Rico, fucking Hawaii, Virgin Island, you name it. So they can reach me out over there. It was a pleasure coming. You guys been awesome, and love Seattle so far. Love this. Everybody, when I said what I told my friends, no, I'm going to Seattle, they all thought, oh my God, what are you gonna do over there?
But they didn't understand. You didn't really see Seattle.
Exactly.
We brought you immediately out to the mountains, so that you got to. You don't want to experience Seattle.
Yeah, this is cool. Like, this is I feel this is a tribe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how I feel like. It feels like everybody helping each other. It feels like what is America about? Yeah. I think
we have a really cool community.
So by the way, I never fear any racism in this country. And just
wait till we hit end record.
Let you know.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right.